All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the TSFD podcast. This is episode number 115.
Yeah, it's a big one, guys.
Yeah, welcome back.
It's huge.
Welcome back, everybody. So, since our last episode, there was probably one of the biggest news stories that has hit in quite a while, and that is
breaking.
Trump's.
Yeah.
Oh, it was breaking.
Yeah.
Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago being raided by the FBI.
Yeah.
So they went in there. So this episode, we're going to dedicate a significant portion of this episode to the details of that raid.
Yeah, we're going to give you guys all the facts, everything that you need to know about what this was about, why this happened, and what implications it will have for the future.
Yeah, and again, this is unprecedented, and I mean, it's just the further weaponization of the FBI.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's not only just the weaponization of the FBI, it's the weaponization of politics.
Yeah.
Because that's really what this boils down to. Because when we
yeah.
actually get into what this was about,
Yeah.
people immediately think when they see the headlines, oh, this has to do with the election or whatever like that. No. It's completely separate.
It's
We'll get into
completely
that.
separate from the election. But
Yeah.
we're going to talk about kind of exactly what happened. We're going to talk about the response from the Trump family, Trump himself. And then we're going to get into, is this going to benefit Trump, hurt Trump? Does this benefit the FBI, hurt the FBI? We're going to get into all of those details as the podcast progresses. And then we've got some other topics to get to as well. But we'll start here with this raid of the FBI. So
Yeah, let's
basically
dive
what
in.
happened, let me take these sunglasses off while I dig into the information
Got to
here.
read the facts correctly.
Basically, a little bit of the backstory here is the National Archives, right? They asked the Justice Department to investigate if Trump broke the law when he took documents from the White House to Mar-a-Lago.
Confidential.
Confidential documents, classified information. You're supposed to turn over all classified information to the National Archives for them to hold on to. You're not
Correct.
supposed to have it on any personal servers or anything like that.
Flash drives,
it's also, but
anything
nothing.
like that.
And
Card copies,
yeah.
nothing.
There are literal stories of actually a Hillary Clinton aide shoving
Yeah.
paper classified documents into his socks to get out of shit. And we're going to get into all that as well. But so yeah, the National Archives asked the Justice Department to investigate this if the documents were stolen. This happened in February.
Yeah.
Right? So they were asking about that. Now, here's the interesting thing. People are and so the Justice Department got a judge in Florida to grant a warrant to raid, to search the Mar-a-Lago, Trump's house in West Palm Beach, Mar-a-Lago.
What's really interesting on that is the steps they needed in order to get there.
Well, what's interesting about the warrant, I'm gonna get into this
Yeah.
real quick, and then tell me about that. But the warrant, a lot of liberals and Democrats are using this to be like, well, this is it. I mean, they got a warrant, they're going in, criminal charges impending.
Bullshit.
But the warrant does not suggest that charges are even in play.
No.
All the warrant says that the crime might have occurred. Therefore, they needed enough evidence to possibly suggest that it could have happened. Therefore, the ability to grant them the warrant to search Trump's house.
I have it right here. So, if that's the key word.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
there is no actual concrete proof.
Yeah.
Now, remember the good way to sum this up, this whole thing right now,
Yeah.
is a witch hunt. This is a modern day witch hunt.
Modern day. Well, it's been a witch hunt.
Yeah.
The thing is
Ever since the whole colluding with Russia.
yeah.
And
Which, by the
fucking-
way, if we're gonna talk about, well, let's finish this and then
Yeah,
get
yeah,
to
we'll
with Russia.
dive
I want
into
to say
that,
one
yeah.
thing at a time on here, but so yeah, they get the warrant. They basically, and Trump did have prior knowledge. His lawyer was there, so he knew it was happening. But according to Eric Trump, who was there on the scene, obviously, he said 20 cars, 30 agents pull up to Mar-a-Lago. They're tearing the place up. They're searching through everything from like the fucking kitchen to Melania Trump's closet,
Everything.
across the whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
they are trying to find these documents. Where could he have hidden them? You know, he had prior knowledge, whatever. Now, obviously, they can't come out and say what they found yet because there is an investigation going on. But
or if they even found
or
anything.
if they even found anything, which would make them look really stupid if they did not find anything. But we'll get to that. So
Absolutely.
they were given warning. They spent the majority of the day there. And according to Biden and the Biden administration, he had no prior knowledge of this happening.
I find that so hard to
Well,
believe.
I
but
find it hard to
okay.
believe, but I also, in a way, believe it. Because if you
I mean,
think
Biden
about
is
it,
truly ignorant. I
well,
mean, like,
not only that, but you have to give him a little, like,
I'm sorry, ignorant wasn't the right word. Clueless.
yes, clueless.
Thank you.
Well, let's say this whole thing explodes, nothing gets found, whatever. They want to give Biden a little bit of plausible deniability, being like, well, he didn't know. It's not coming from the president, because then it looks even more like a political witch hunt. So
Absolutely.
the fact that Biden didn't know actually doesn't surprise me. They may just not have told him. So what information do you have?
So from CNN, I read this article, and one of the most important things in the article where it talks about this whole situation is...
Oh, real quick, one more piece of info.
Yeah.
The National Archives believes that Trump took 15 boxes of illegal classified information to Mar-a-Lago from the White House, is what they're saying.
So this article kind of goes into what was happening in court, how Trump reacted to everything, and he took the fifth. Now, I'm going to get into this.
He took the fifth, a lot of it in accordance to what's going on in New York as well.
Correct.
With the investigation into his business.
When you have multiple investigations going on, the less you say, the better, because you don't want something to say in one to come back in another and bite you on the ass, basically. So what this article is that I have right here, it talks about how he was answering questions. Trump is widely expected to announce that he will run for president in 2024. We already know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
What this whole witch hunt is trying to do is trying to hurt him prior to his announcement of running, so that he'll have less chances of winning, because people know he's going to win again.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Well, that's the biggest Democrats' fear. Now, I actually saw something interesting, side note here. I saw something interesting that the DNC, was actually funding, like, quote-unquote radical Trumpist Republicans to win their elections at the primaries that were just held across the country and everything like that. A little dab there, nice. But they were funding these radical Republicans, or not radical, but as they consider to be radical Republicans, because they believe that if those Republicans win, it'll be easier for Democrats to beat them. So they haven't learned. Right. No. And we have this thing going around. It's like, is there going to be a red wave in the Senate? Like, who's going to win these, midterms, everything like that? And the Democrats believe, hey, let's start funding some of these pro-Trump candidates, because they think they have a better chance than somebody who can draw votes from the middle more, which would be like a moderate Republican running. Absolutely.
And, to kind of tangent off that a little bit, by doing that, what they're ultimately trying to do is eliminate the competition. If they can buy these other Republicans, and they're going to take some votes away from Trump, and then they're like, hey, back me on this, they're going to inadvertently get those votes.
Yeah, but
which is wrong.
What they're missing is that if you elect, it's kind of a rock and a hard place, because if you get the candidates who are going to vote who are pro-Trump candidates that are running, you're going to get the right.
Yeah.
If you bring the people in who aren't, you're going to miss the right, but you're going to get a lot of moderates. So it just kind of depends. But anyway, get back to what you were going.
So in the article, it said while campaigning in 2016, Trump suggested not answering questions was a sign of guilt. Yeah. Now, what they're trying to do here is use his own words against him,
which is what they do. Which is why you plead the fifth.
Exactly. That's exactly why he took that. Dude, so just to the viewers out there, it does not mean you're guilty. Yeah. If you plead the fifth, it means you cannot, and I'm going to get more into the article on that. It means that you will not incriminate yourself in a court of law.
Yeah, and this is like a widely known fact. Yeah. Anybody that has any experience with law whatsoever, you never fucking talk to police. You never fucking talk, even if you're completely innocent.
Yeah,
don't fucking talk to police.
Yeah, because whatever you say will be used
first of all, you don't know how to, verbally arrange things like a lawyer can.
Exactly.
Talk to your lawyer. And your lawyer will talk to the law.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you do it. Like, if you go to court, you fucking let your lawyer talk. You don't talk. And that's what Trump's doing. He's being smart. He's saying, hey, I'm going to shut my mouth here.
And I'm going to let my lawyers
even if he's
talk.
innocent, completely innocent, even if nothing's there, which we'll get into what happens if there was something there, because I do want to get into that. But even if there was nothing there, Trump is saying, I'm not going to talk because I could say something stupid.
Yeah.
Just based on the fact that anybody could.
Now to piggyback off that, so going further in this article, it says at a campaign stop in Iowa in 2016, Trump said, if you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment? Question mark. So what?
But he was talking about something else.
That was a reference
to Hillary Clinton.
When they quote things like that, they never take the full quote of the context of how that was being used.
No.
So they're just taking this little snippet and saying, oh, well, you said this, it's going to be used against you.
Yeah.
No.
Bring your mouth a little closer to the mic there.
Yeah. In January, James's office said it found significant evidence indicating the Trump organization used false or misleading asset valuations in its financial statements to obtain loans, insurance, and tax benefits. The Attorney General's civil investigation is nearing the end, and a decision over an enforcement action may come soon.
But that had nothing to do with the raid of Mar-a-Lago.
No, this is what is pretense of what was said in the past.
Yeah.
And what this real whole thing is about is evaluations of his finances, like it just said, tax benefits, stuff like this. It's completely separate.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about both of those investigations going on here, the Mar-a-Lago one.
Yeah.
And
well, the
this.
National Archives,
Yep.
Justice Department investigation, and then also the New York. Yeah.
So with that, you have to take into consideration, you have one that's talking about basically your financial status, and whatnot. And we'll get more into this article because a lot of the stuff that's said here is totally understandable. I mean, like, if I was in his position, I would have said the same thing.
That Trump said?
Yeah, that Trump said.
100%,
Trump
yeah.
has been questioned about the accuracy of his net worth and financial statements in previous lawsuits.
Yeah.
Something some advisors say is one reason why he should answer the questions in the current investigation. So what they're saying there is because he's been in the past, questioned about this, he should answer the questions. But like you said, he's being smart about it, letting his lawyers answer the questions. So he personally will not put his foot in his mouth.
And he knows that what's going to end up happening is if he starts answering these questions, what's going to happen is they're going to fucking nitpick and use what he says to go against him. This is not like an average person in court.
No.
I still don't recommend an average person in court talking without talking to a lawyer. But
Correct.
if you are, if you're Trump, anything you say will literally be used against you both in the court of public opinion and in the court. And
Yeah.
we just
he could literally sit here and say, I love puppies, and somebody's going to say, okay, because you said I love puppies, you hate cats and
yeah, you want to murder
everything
all
else.
cats.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
So
but that's what they do. That's what the fucking
that's
they do.
called bending words.
Yeah.
And that's politics, man. That's
Oh,
all
it's-
politics.
it's all
And that's why
politics.
the people were so refreshed with Trump because he didn't do that. He said exactly what was on his mind. Whether or not it was PC or not doesn't really fucking matter. Sorry. Not
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
But
that's like
it was refreshing.
Yeah.
That's why the people gravitated towards it.
It
Yeah,
is.
it wasn't all perfect. Nobody's perfect. But at the same time, he wasn't a politician. We're sick of the bullshit.
Exactly, and that's why. But again, there's been a double standard, especially with what we're going to get into later with this FBI thing. There's been a massive double standard with politicians doing the exact same thing that Trump did, if he did it, that he was alleged to have done, doing the exact same thing and getting away with it scot-free.
So the
they
real
are
question
using-
is,
yeah.
what information does the FBI have to suspect Trump of taking?
Well, it's
classified
according to the
documents?
National Archives. So the National Archives assumes that
wh-
Trump took these 15 boxes.
And when you assume,
You make an ass out of you and me. But not only that, but they assume that he took it, which, okay, we're going to get into this, and I want to continue reading this and then get into that. But I have a lot of information about kind of like what's going to happen, where this leaves every situation and everything like that. If he's going to get criminally charged, everything like that. So, but do you want to continue with that? Or?
yeah, I'll just make this short. I only got a couple more pages on this, but Trump said I would give my opinion. Trump said in the deposition, we'll talk about it. He said, adding that ultimately and predominantly it was Weiselberg, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, who came up with the final values, which Trump said he viewed as conservative. So what he's talking about is that the individual that really made these estimations and these evaluations was not him, but he said, yeah, they're conservative or whatever.
Yeah.
When questioned specifically about swings in values from one year to the next, Trump had ready explanations, which, is understandable, especially in the real estate market. Values fluctuate frequently.
Insane. Yeah.
Absolutely. One year it could be half its value. The next year it's 3 times as much, which is what this whole thing.
Well, and Trump has made the majority of his money through real estate.
Yes.
So
during the deposition, Trump was questioned over a family compound in Winchester County, New York, called Seven Springs,
yeah.
where it's valued nearly doubled in 1 year from $80 million in 2005 to $100 million in 2006. So basically, they're suspecting that he did some fraudulent stuff in evaluating his properties, which I don't agree. I don't think that there's any.
Well, there's no
validity to
solid. There's no
that.
solid
No,
evidence
there's
of him
not.
doing that, and that's just that's just an accusation being
Yeah.
made. And we're not going to know any of this until
the appraisals underlying property values were in many cases provided by Trump's longtime appraiser Cushman and Wakefield, which is also under investigation.
Yeah.
So those individuals are also there. But Cushman actually broke ties with Trump after the whole Capitol riot on January 6th of 2021.
It wasn't even a riot.
No, but he's denied any and all wrongdoing standing by his work. Which, honestly, what that says to me is everything that you did prior to, you're standing by it, you own up to it, you're admitting to it being accurate.
So what he's saying is that he's denying anything he did with Trump and saying that that's
like anything after the January 6th, He has
Yeah.
no involvement with Trump on. But everything prior to, he was involved with. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Okay.
goes into it. But, legal, the next part in it, talks about legal risks to Trump. The deposition proposes significant legal risks to Trump, which I don't necessarily agree with. But at the same time, I can see the perspective on it. Anytime you're in court, it's automatically going to raise questions, and it's going to have
Well, he's
extra
not going
eyes
to. Here's the
looking at
thing.
you.
Here's the thing. This is going to be drawn out. It's going to be long, just like
It's gonna
everything
take
else.
years,
Oh,
yeah.
it's going to take years.
Yeah.
And it's going to end up running into him running for president. But that's why this is all happening right now. Like, if you look at this FBI raid, do you not think that the timing of this is convenient?
Oh, it's 100%.
I mean, the
convenient.
midterms are coming up.
This is exactly what we said earlier.
Yeah.
The reason why they're doing this stuff is to try to hurt his chances of running. That's all it is.
Well,
It's not to actually.
We're at a point where Biden has been slipping drastically in the polls.
Oh, the people are sick of him.
I saw a Reuters poll
Hands
today.
down.
I saw a Reuters poll today where Biden had increased slightly with Democrats, but
Like what, like 4% or something
what's
like that?
happening is the Democrats' tactic with Biden is they want to hide Biden from the public as much as possible. No appearances on TV. Keep this guy in the fucking thing.
Yeah,
Oh, he
because
has
he's
COVID.
frail,
he has COVID
he's
again.
fragile,
he
he
keeps
falls
getting
off
infected
bikes.
with the virus, right? The more you show of Joe Biden, and they had the same problem with Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris as well, because she's like just does not. The more you show of Biden, the less people like Biden.
Yeah.
So what they're trying to do is say, let's divert this. Let's not show Biden. Let's show Trump doing bad things. Let's go back to attacking Trump. And that's what they're trying to do, which puts Trump's name in the media more and, again, kind of upsets people who support Trump. So
But any publicity is good publicity, whether it's
any publicity is
bad
good
or
publicity because it keeps your name relevant,
Yeah.
right? And
Well,
especially
I don't think
when
Trump
it comes
won't be relevant.
well, when it comes to
at least for the next decade.
No. But when it comes to witch hunts like this, I mean, also you have to think like a lot of people start realizing like why do they continue to go after him? What do they have to lose?
Because they have not been able to find anything.
But the more that you go after somebody, like this whole establishment class, the FBI,
Mm-hmm.
the more they go after something like Trump, the more people start to question like what is the FBI hiding? Like what are they afraid of with Trump? What does the establishment fear so much with Donald Trump that makes them continue to go after him over and over and over and over
okay,
again?
so-
And the fucking liberals
We already
take the
know
bait every single time. They fucking
there's corruption.
straight off the side with the hook.
And Trump is willing to expose that corruption.
Yeah, well he does. Yeah. Well,
And that's
but-
the big thing. That's
so-
why you have these individuals in the FBI that are trying to go after him, even on the smallest of tiniest of things that have not even a shred of substantial
evidence whatsoever.
None.
So let's assume that Trump did take this classified
15
information,
boxes,
right? The 15
okay,
boxes,
yeah.
whatever. Let's assume he did do it.
Where's the camera footage?
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's assume they find it. Let's assume they find it.
Oh, you could
they have
easily
it.
subpoena camera footage, man. I mean, like,
Well, no, but let's assume that everything happened. Worst case
Okay.
scenario, he has the boxes.
Everything
he
is
took the
100%, you know-
Everything's 100% substantiated.
okay.
Like they're glad
then
they
what
did
happens to him, right?
it. Well, not only what happens, but a lot of people say, well, this is unprecedented. Nobody's ever done this before because, again, people don't take their time to do research, which
true.
is why we are here for you.
Exactly.
So there's this article I saw. It's from Breitbart. Hillary Clinton took home White House property and has faced zero consequences.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is not the only thing. Like I said, there was that Hillary Clinton aide that shoved
Documents in his sock.
into his socks,
Yeah.
classified documents, put them in another location to be picked up later, faced no jail time, didn't even lose his classified status.
No.
For permanently, he lost it for like 3 years or something like
He was
that.
suspended temporarily.
Yeah, suspended temporarily. Fucking got it back. Faced no charges. So this is obviously like a double standard, clear double
The
standard.
whole email thing with
Yeah.
her.
Well, the whole email thing. They found information.
There
You
was
remember when
proof
James
of that.
Comey came
Yeah.
out and
Yeah.
said, we found this, we found this, we found this, we found this. And then he
And-
goes, but I can't see any reason to, like, clearly
Yeah.
his fucking
Yeah.
family was being held hostage or something because
Oh,
I
yeah.
could not believe that. I remember sitting down watching James Comey, who ended up being completely corrupt.
Yeah, he was exposed after this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's why he was exposed because, hey, yeah, we found all this. We're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay, what the fuck are you hiding? 'Cause
Yeah,
you
exactly. And so
somebody's
they
got
started
dirt
looking
on
at him.
you.
Well, and the FBI manipulated information about the Russia situation
Yep.
with Trump colluding with Russia,
Yep.
which was the whole original thing they went after him on. That ended up being a nothing burger, but
Totally false.
it was totally false. But they manipulated information with that. So it's like the whole FBI as an organization cannot be trusted. Now,
No.
again, the average low level FBI agent I don't think is corrupt, but I think the highest levels of the FBI
The directors.
are completely it's
Yeah.
part of the swamp.
Yeah.
It's part of the swamp. It's a whole effort to prevent Trump from running, distract from Biden.
Yep.
make Trump look bad.
Make him
because
look like the
he's
enemy.
biggest enemy,
Yeah.
right? There are two enemies right now of Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And those two enemies are Joe Biden
Yep.
and Donald Trump.
Yep.
Right? He is his biggest worst enemy, but
Yep.
also Trump coming back.
It's a great way to put it there.
Yeah.
Great way.
And so they need to eliminate both enemies. Hide Biden, blah, blah, blah. So I want to get into this article that I read of Hillary Clinton taking information from the White House because this, again, shines a light on, the establishment getting away with shit that nobody else can get away with. So
the elite, you mean?
the elite, yeah.
Yeah.
Amid reports that former President Donald Trump took various White House items to his home in Mar-a-Lago, First Lady Hillary Clinton, I almost said former president, that would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it? I would have hated this country, would have left. Former First Lady Hillary Clinton also left the White House with permanent artifacts, but never faced any consequences. In 2015, Breitbart noted that President Bill Clinton and his wife departed in 2001 with a spree of lavish gifts, but also took home property from the permanent White House collection. According to Sally Bedell Smith's book, For the Love of Politics, written in 2007, the Clintons' financial disclosure forms revealed that they walked away with $190,000 worth of furniture, china, flatware, art, and other gifts, nearly half of it acquired in their final year. But it also turned out that they took some property that had belonged to the permanent White House collection. Ethics questions were raised as Hillary Clinton, who was sworn in as senator on January 3rd, 2001, was accepting gifts significantly over $50, which is legally prohibited as a senator. She evaded any consequences by claiming she received gifts at Christmas time before she was sworn in. The Associated Press also noted that since the presents arrived while she was still First Lady, no such limit applied. On Tuesday, the Washington Post reported the National Archives and Records Administration, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, they retrieved various items from Mar-a-Lago Trump allegedly took upon departing the White House, which is what started the whole thing. But again, that's just another example, right?
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton.
Proof.
Fucking $190,000 worth of shit.
Proof.
Imagine if I
that
went
she
to
did
the
that.
Imagine if I went to the fucking White House.
Bro, you'd have an entire fucking team on your ass in seconds.
Oh, dude, if I tried to leave the White House
Yeah.
with $190,000
You ain't
worth
leaving,
of
bro.
stuff. No, I'm not leaving.
I mean, you're leaving in handcuffs.
I'm leaving in a bag, bro.
Well, I mean, due process, obviously. They're not just going to
Oh,
kill
they're gonna
you.
see me running out of the White House with it.
Yeah, and they're
Hillary
gonna
Clinton just
body
threw it in the
tackle you.
fucking U-Haul and was like,
Yeah.
"All right, we're getting out of here."
Yeah, 'cause she had
with all
everybody
that
paid
shit.
off.
She had everybody paid off.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what this means for Trump in the future, winning the
Yeah.
election, not winning the election, because
So-
this is, I kind of think, where things get interesting.
We were talking hypothetically. All
Yeah.
of this is true.
Yeah.
What happens to Trump?
Uh-huh.
Right? So, hypothetically, if all this is true, what happens to Trump? Well, we got to look at history. Clinton did it.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen to him.
You think nothing's gonna happen to Trump?
Why would it? I mean, because if I was Trump's lawyer and they were trying to come at my client for something like this,
Well, but Hillary Clinton,
I'm bringing that
Hillary
back
Clinton
up.
kept. No, I wouldn't even bring that up.
No,
I
well-
would bring up Hillary Clinton keeping classified information
That-
on her private server.
That is the most important part.
That's
right
the
there
thing that they
because-
were investigating with the FBI before
yep.
that they completely let her get away with. That's
Which
pretty
there
much
was
the sa-
100%
yeah,
proof of.
You're not allowed to keep classified information on a private server.
Not at
she
all.
was doing it. There was proof of it. She fucking
She's
destroyed the servers.
Probably has still continued to do it, honestly.
Oh, of course she
because
has. And-
Nobody
and-
put her in check.
and-
This isn't bashing Hillary Clinton time. What this is using a current, up-to-date reference to the viewers to understand what repercussions can come to Trump from this. And I honestly feel like, okay, if all this is 100% true, right? Nothing. Because nothing happened to Clinton.
I
Nothing.
think they're going to go after Trump harder than they went after Clinton.
Why?
I think because
when
it's
you have
Trump.
more
because it's Trump,
substantial-
they're scared
but,
of Trump.
But there is no substantial proof of it. Sorry, we're talking about the hypothetical. Even if there's 100%,
yeah.
boom, this fucking happened.
Yeah.
What can you do to him?
I mean, the thing is typically laws are created by a precedent that's come before in laws. So the precedent is that he should but it's Trump. They're not going to let him get away with this,
Do you
even
think
if he
they'll
did do it. I don't think he's
make
going
a
to
new
end up.
law?
I don't think he's going to end up in prison. I don't think it's going to hurt his chance of winning the election. But I think that he's going to run, and this is just going to keep coming after him and after him and after him, like the Russia thing.
Slander.
Basically through
Yeah.
his whole fucking term, just after him. They chase him down with this thing. It's the new Russia collusion. It's the new Ukraine fucking tampering. It's whatever it is. This is the new thing. Is that Trump did this?
Yeah.
And again, he's come out squeaky clean from all of these situations. Like, they have not found a single drop of anything on Trump that looks bad. And again, as I have said before in previous podcasts, and mark my words when I say this, the Democrats always confuse accuse Trump of doing what they have done previously.
Yeah, it's literally
The Russia
they're looking
collusion.
in the mirror.
Who sold uranium to Russia?
Democrats.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And the Democrats.
Yeah.
Who stole things from the White House?
Democrats.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Who colluded with Ukraine? Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, with that
Democrats.
business deal.
Yeah.
Every single time
All of
that
it.
they accuse Trump of doing something, they themselves have done that, and they're covering their own ass. They're using him
trying.
as like a red herring
Yeah.
so that they don't get caught.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. I actually think that this would have carried more weight and people would have been more concerned about things like this. And I think, again, anything that really would have happened. But I think the fact that it has been like proven at this point that the FBI is completely weaponized
Yes.
against political opponents.
Yes, 100% they are.
I mean,
Which
look
really
at,
they
look at
shouldn't
James
be.
Comey. But it's happened. But I don't think the American people, at least the people who are going to vote for Trump, people on the right, they're not going to look at this and be like, oh, and I have two reasons for saying this. Number one, they're not going to look at this and be like, oh, Trump's a bad man, I'm not going to vote for him.
No, they're not.
They're going to look and say, well, the FBI has done all this corrupt shit. Why didn't they go after Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
Why didn't they do any of this?
Yeah,
So
why are they
they're-
trying to clean up their act now?
Yeah, why now all of a sudden they care?
Yeah,
no,
all of a
they're-
sudden
people
they
know
care.
what's going on. They
Yeah,
know
they're
it's a
not
witch
stupid.
hunt. No, they get
you
it.
know, as much as the elites want to think there's a lot of sheeple out there, they're not stupid.
There's not a lot of sheeple because
No.
the fucking media is dead.
Yeah.
The media is dead. People find
I mean,
their
it's
news
fake
from other
news.
sources. People
It's
watch the
fake news.
TSFT podcast
Yeah,
now.
nobody
That's-
watches the fucking mainstream bullshit anymore because they found out it was bullshit through everything that happened with Trump, COVID, all of that crap.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's like, well, you know how many people I ask, and they're like, oh, hey, do you watch the news? And I'm like, no, do you? And they're like, no,
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't watch the news.
No, I don't.
Because you can't. I can't even. I'm sorry, but I can't even watch Fox. Like, I cannot watch any mainstream media. Now, I do like a couple, but I can't. I like Tucker Carlson, but other than that,
I like Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, but other
He's
than
good.
that, I don't watch anything on the news. But
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to hurt Trump because the FBI has already lost all credibility in the court of public opinion, which again is very important. So it's not going to affect him. I think they'll keep going after it. But here's the other thing: is
But
they're
then you're beating a dead horse,
But-
and people get sick of that
but-
because it's like, no, move on.
and they're also trying to paint Trump to look corrupt, right?
And he's not. That's the
but
thing.
but let's assume he did do this, right?
Okay, even if
Is
we
he
assume
is
that.
he still more corrupt than the alternative? So it's
No.
like, and that's the point.
No.
Even if he fucking
He's
took
the
the boxes,
lesser of the two evils.
even if he took the boxes, who gives a hoot?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I don't think he did, but even if he did,
You know,
he's
and-
still far less corrupt than the alternative, and I'm still going to vote for. Actually,
Just to make
I'll
a
vote.
joke, he probably took all them fucking UFO documents and was like, I'm
that'd be
gonna
epic.
fucking dive
Wouldn't that
into
be
this.
epic?
Yeah,
That
bro,
would be
I would.
pretty
Shit,
epic,
yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Dude, I would 100%,
I would
yeah.
too. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, no. But he's definitely.
I want to know if this shit's real. Oh,
Oh,
yep. I've
yeah.
got a picture.
What if he
little
did?
green guy?
Wouldn't that be hilarious? So like, what documents did he take? And then they get over there and it's Trump fucking looking at like alien fucking life and shit.
Project Blue Book, Looking Glass, all the fucking
Oh,
crazy
oh,
conspiracies
dude, it'd
that
be
turned
epic.
out to be true.
I know that all of them,
Yeah.
and he just slowly is releasing them. He's like an anonymous source.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's like-
taking over QAnon.
If you guys don't hear from me in 1 week, release all this.
Yeah, release the documents.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, again,
But did you know that he went on to that social media and made a statement about it, right?
Truth Social,
Yeah,
his
Truth
his
Social.
platform. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
And-
have Truth Social, but
I don't either, but I did see one of the quotes that he put on it where he said, "Another great witch hunt. Here we go." You know,
Yeah.
it's like that's
I mean,
100.
that's-
It's
that is-
100% accurate.
that is what it is. But
Yeah.
again, things are going to start getting spicy because there's so much going on. And again, what I want people to understand, and then we'll segue to another topic here. But what I want people to understand is, whenever this shit starts happening, keep your eye out for what they're distracting you from.
Yeah, it's
because there's
always
something
an
going on
ulterior
behind the
motive.
scenes, and we will
Always.
get into more of that. But there's always something going on behind the scenes that they're distracting you from, and they need to make the distraction so big that you don't realize what's going on. So
Well, and one final thing to really kind of cap this off is for the viewers out there. You know, if you guys want an economy that's going to be thriving, if you want opportunities to advance not only in the workplace but in the American dream, Trump is your vote.
yeah, yeah,
hands down.
he's your guy.
Yeah.
He's your guy, or me, but I'm not running. So
Yeah.
what if we ran as a ticket?
Bro, it'd be dangerous.
I don't think we. We'd
don't know. I
win.
would definitely want to take the back seat. You know, I don't want to be out in the public eye. Like,
Oh,
oh,
you
I'll
don't-
do like VP or something like
You
that.
don't like
I
being
could do
you
that.
don't like being the public eye.
I won't be the president. No.
You wouldn't want to be the president.
No.
I think I'd
But
be
vice
dude,
president or
First
high
si-
up in the cabinet where like I got say and shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be cool with that. You
Yeah.
know. Be like,
So
Don't
we're-
fuck with that
we're-
shit.
We're doing this.
nah,
All right.
don't fuck with that country.
Next topic. All right, so I want to talk about this something that's actually relevant to everyone's everyday life because we get sick of hearing shit. That's another thing about the
Yes.
fucking FBI probe. People look at this and they go, "Okay, that's great, but I'm still paying almost $4 for gas."
and when we've talked
milk
about
and
this-
egg prices are increasing.
Yeah, we've talked about this. A lot of humans have either a 3-minute attention span or a 3-hour attention span. There is no gray area, you know. And so when they see this stuff, they're like, "All right, next. What's more important to me?" And
Yeah.
gas prices, cost of living, cost of food. Meat is now more expensive than it ever has been.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that in itself needs an explanation, and that explanation
Yeah.
is Biden.
Exactly.
I did
And-
this.
and that brings, dude. But again, people want things that apply directly to their life. They don't want to hear about shit that doesn't apply to them.
They want
don't-
immediate
They're
gratification.
focused on their dude. If you're paying more money to feed your family, that is your number one priority.
Yeah.
It's not Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Getting
that
rated,
takes a
it's
back
none of
burner.
that, yeah.
Who's going to get my gas
People are
prices down
interested
and
in
make
that thing,
food
but
more
yeah,
affordable?
exactly. So I want to get into this article talking about inflation going up to 8.5%. Now
It's
again,
insane.
and again, I'm gonna get into huge detail about this, but over and over, like every single month, is boom, 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 inflation getting higher, higher, higher,
Yeah.
higher, higher. Gas prices right now are sinking, but we're going to get into that is not going to be permanent. I'm going to explain why gas prices are going to continue to go up. We'll get into that. But before, you brought over these.
Toxic waste.
You brought over these toxic waste. Now, this is not a sponsor, by the way.
No. This
But,
is some candy.
Yeah, this is candy. So he said that I had to I can't show a face for 60 seconds.
You can't spit it out for at least 60
I'll
seconds.
I'll do it without showing a face. Am I doing both?
I would be impressed if
Am
you
I
can-
doing both, or just
what?
one?
No,
I'm
if you want to do both, bro,
No, I'll
I'm
just
gonna
do-
tell you right here, right now. If you don't do sour candy, you cannot do both. Doing
Well,
one
let me get this open. So
is
okay,
enough. So he's got apple and I got lemon.
so this thing is fucking disgusting, dude.
It is.
It looks. Has this been sitting in your car?
No,
Because it looks like it's been sitting in your car.
slightly melted.
So let's see. Get a timer. So
Yeah, I'm ready.
So we're gonna do live on the pocket. I cannot make a face for 60 seconds
Or spit it out.
or spit it out.
Yep.
Go. Do I have to slush it around?
Why not? Got to get the flavor in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Are you making a face? My face is completely normal.
I'm fine.
I'm fine too.
Dude, I told you before, I do like 3 of these in order to feel the sour.
Honestly, this is like, we're what, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
It's not even bad.
They say they have a
He
sour center,
hyped
but
this up like it was going to be the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
I mean, honestly, the thing is that sour candy is just sour candy. The actual facts behind sour is it makes your mouth bleed. That's what gives it the sour flavor.
Does it really make your mouth bleed?
Your tongue, all of that.
Well, I don't
I
want
love
I
sour.
don't want my mouth to start bleeding.
You're not actually going to start like vomiting up blood, but when you feel that sourness, it's the taste buds actually like, oh.
Well, I made it a minute.
Yeah.
No face. So
Toxie head.
we'll finish this up and then we'll get into the next topic.
Boom. Back to the cast.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm honestly a little disappointed, man.
Yeah, they're not that
I thought
sour.
that was gonna be way better.
Well, they say it's the most sour candy ever, bro. But I
There's-
have
there's
I have
no
a
way.
tolerance for sour, so it
I
doesn't
don't,
even
and I
affect
didn't
me.
even affect me whatsoever.
You know what? I got some new ones. I got 3 different canisters. I got them for my birthday. I'll bring them over and we can try it. They got some like,
Let me put
mystery
like
flavors
5
and
in,
shit.
bro. I'll
Bro,
put 5 at once.
I want to see that.
Nothing's gonna happen, dude. I just put that in
Let's
live on the show.
make a bet right here.
What are we
right
making? What are we
now.
betting?
I'm bringing over 5 of the toxic waste candies that will do all different flavors.
Okay.
You will take all 5 at once, and you say nothing's gonna happen.
I won't even make a face. Bro.
I immediately think you're gonna
You think immediately?
immediately.
All right. What are we
Well,
betting?
okay, maybe within the first 30 seconds. If you have
All right,
5 of them in your mouth, yeah, hands down.
Oh, man. Okay. So what are we betting though? What's the bet?
You want cash?
No, I
I'm
don't
only-
want cash.
Okay, what do you
Because
want?
I'm gonna win, so I might as well
Buy
take
you
cash.
a glass of dihydrogen monoxide.
Sure. We'll bet a beer.
Yeah.
All right.
Bet a beer.
Bet a
I love
beer.
it.
All right.
That's not dihydrogen
No.
monoxide.
Well, basically, it's 95% dihydrogen
Literally,
monoxide. All right, so let's get into this article that I have pulled up here about
Inflation.
about the Biden inflation, because this is, again, just getting into ridiculous amounts of like fucking trying to live your basic life.
This also kind of ties into what we talked about. We briefly discussed it a couple podcasts ago, where we were talking about what 60 to 70% of the current currency in circulation has been printed within the last couple years.
Oh yeah.
That is a huge cause for inflation.
Well, again, because but that all happened during COVID, and so people were like, "Oh, COVID this, COVID that," and again, humans are very bad at delaying gratification. We're really bad at. We love to be
you
like,
also have to take into consideration, okay, hey, we're gonna print out X amount of dollars and give it out to the American people, right? You're not gonna see the immediate kickback from that a month later or a year later, but a couple years later, you're gonna start to see that kickback.
I said this during COVID. When everyone's getting these stimulus checks and shit, I was like, what's going to happen is that you are going to see, like, you're going to end up paying back that stimulus money one way or another.
Yeah, 100%.
It's either going to be, because there's no such thing as free money.
No,
the government is not giving you free money. They're smart enough to realize they're ripping you off.
Yes.
But most people are not smart enough
to realize.
And they were like, well, the American families need it. They can't work. Why? Let them fucking work. That's the best way to make money.
I worked.
I worked.
All through the
pandemic. Well, I was doing my Instagram stuff.
I think I was a week unemployed, just in the went from serving, a week unemployed, fucking went into private security.
Yeah.
Within the month during a pandemic. So when people say, "Oh, I couldn't work," or this or that, or whatever, bullshit. You just chose to be lazy.
No, but what I'm saying, the government didn't allow some people to work.
Okay, yes, you were right.
Like things should have been able. So what I'm saying is, instead of giving people free money, quote unquote, that's going to end up biting them in the ass with consumer prices rising 8.5% in July alone. We should have let people work for their money like they wanted to do.
Yes.
And fucking feed their families.
Yes.
But let's get into this. So this is from CNBC, and they're trying to spin this in a positive, which is why I wanted to read this article.
That was sour.
Oh my God, he's making a face before me.
Lemon one. I bit into the center.
That's what I did. I bit into it during the minute, and I didn't get shit.
I don't think the apple was that sour, but the lemon, whoo!
You should have given me the lemon then. I asked you which one was more sour. Or did I not ask you
You did
that?
not, because I would have given you the lemon.
Well, then I should have taken the lemon. Because I was I'll do 5 lemons.
No. Original bet, 5 different flavors. We're doing it.
He knows that I'll beat it, and he doesn't want to give up.
No, I just don't want him to
off
get
of
so accustomed to the lemon flavor that it's not sour. I want you to get like fucking mouth fucked by all the sour candy flavor.
All right, fine. Next episode of the podcast, I'll do it. So
he's getting mouth fucked next
I'm
episode.
Not getting mouth fucked. So unless I was gonna say something very inappropriate, but consumer prices rose 8.5% in July. Now this is where the CNBC tries to put the spin on it. Less than expected as inflation pressure eases a bit. Now again,
that is a falsity.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that is like trying to take something that is like a huge red flag and saying, hey, don't worry too much about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is wrong.
Oh, exactly. So these are the key points of the article right here that we're going to get into. The consumer price index rose 8.5% in July from a year ago, below expectations due largely to slumping energy prices. Excluding volatile food and energy prices, so-called CPI rose 5.9% annually with 0.3% monthly, compared with respective estimates of 6.1%. Nobody cares about these numbers. Most people don't understand these numbers. But what I will say is...
Well, anybody who's taken an economics class knows what this...
Well, they know what the numbers mean.
Yeah.
But I'm saying a lot of people don't know what they mean. They
don't care for the stats.
What most people realize... Yeah, they don't even care about that.
No,
most people go to the grocery store and they go, why is it so much more expensive?
Why is it $5
milk?
to get a gallon of milk?
Yeah, it's more than that now.
It is. It's more. It's more for a gallon of milk than it is a gallon of gas.
Exactly.
That
is insane.
That's fucked up.
Milk.
Yeah,
bro. I don't drink milk, but it's insane.
I don't either.
I hate milk.
I mean, I drink the Fairlife because that shit's
Fairlife
awesome.
is fucking delicious.
It is good.
The Fairlife chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh
man.
I could
if
go.
They make a strawberry, dude.
Do we get? You know we have. You know I have a mini fridge. I'm gonna put it down here.
Let's do it right
and let's
there.
fill
That's
it with
a perfect spot for
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
Fill it with Fairlife milk and beer.
And beer. Yeah. Like half milk.
Like
half
we'll have a beer. Fairlife milk.
Yeah.
Actually, we could probably make some pretty good mixed drinks with the Fairlife milk.
Ooh.
We could make fucking like Fairlife milk.
We could do like our Irish car bombs and shit or something.
Oh, but you need
the
Irish car is my
cream.
favorite shot.
Yeah, dude, I fucks with some.
I love Irish car bombs.
But let's stay back on topic. We'll worry about the mini fridge later.
No, I'm definitely.
But I'm
bringing that over 'cause
totally
it's
down
sitting
for
over
that.
anyway. So let me get into this. So prices that consumers pay for a variety of goods and services rose 8.5% in July from a year ago. On a monthly basis, prices were flat as energy prices broadly declined 4.6%, gasoline fell 7.7%, and that offset a 1.1% monthly gain in food prices and a 0.5% increase in shelter costs. So this is, I'm looking at a chart here on CNBC. It says year-over-year change in the consumer price index. So in 2020, it was at a little bit over 2%, right? In 2020, probably like 2.3, 2.2% in 2020. Now, and then it dipped big time. In the middle of 2020, it was down to like maybe 0.1%. And then now it literally, I'll show this on the camera really quick. Well, no one's going to be able to see it. But I could actually probably pull up the chart on the screen.
I just want to see it real quick.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a
That's
substantial
insane.
peak.
So what this article is trying to spin, and if actually, let me pull this up on the screen so people can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But I'll continue this article as he's going to pull it up for the viewers and whatnot. The most important thing to realize is that this is a huge, substantial increase, but they're trying to spin it as it's not that much of an increase, which is completely wrong, because when you guys see this graph that he's going to pull up, it is crazy what the peak looks like on it. I mean, granted, I'm in disbelief on how much stuff is costing now. You know, when I was like 18 years old,
It's not going to let me pull it up right now, but
basically
let me see if I can get close real quick. So I can show people, 'cause
put it like
I
really.
this is why we need producer Steve.
Yes, to be able to pull that stuff up. Yeah, that's good. You could see that peak rise. Yeah.
So, and basically what this article, if you guys just saw that, what this article is trying to say is that, oh, it's dipped. And that's why I was saying they're putting the spin on it. Dude, dipped compared to what? Where it was last month?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that didn't dip at all.
Look at where it was in fucking 2020 before COVID.
Well, even just a year ago. It's
But
way
no,
lower.
but
Or you're
I'm talking
saying
about
before
2020
the
because what made all this happen was
pandemic.
COVID, things like that.
Even
So,
if you go further.
yeah, you can go
It's
further back,
still-
it's still low.
Yeah, it's still a
because
huge peak.
COVID fucked us, and so they're saying, "Oh, look, it's not that bad." It's still bad. It's dipping minorly, but what do you think it's going to stay that low? I actually want to pull up this article now because they were just talking about gas prices going down, and they were using that, and that's the thing Biden's been taunting.
Yeah.
Which is so funny, or what's that word when someone's taunting? I guess you could say.
taunting.
There's another word for it. I just messed that up, so I misrecorded. But they
in the context of.
So Biden kept saying, "Hey, I have no control over gas prices. This is all Russia. It's Russia. It's Russia. It's Russia." And then I'm not thinking
bolstering?
about. No, I'm not thinking about the word anymore. I moved on.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
But but he was like, I have no control over gas prices. Then gas prices go down. He's, oh, look what I've done.
Oh, now you
should
have
be
control
bowing
now.
and kissing my toes.
Yeah.
I have lowered the gas prices 60 cents.
Well, and see, that's the thing. This goes into what you were saying earlier. They want to keep him out of the media as much as possible, but when there's something good that could be spinned in his favor, then they'll try to give him credit for it. And
the word was bolstering that I was trying to say. Or
figured-
touting.
Touting,
I said
yes.
taunting. I was thinking touting.
Touting is a
Touting,
great.
yes. I was thinking of that. Fucked it up. It's all good. Podcast continues. So, again, in that article, they talk about gas prices dropping. Everything's great.
Yeah.
We can go back to normal. Gas price. Look at this. You're only paying $3.50 now, which is, it's nice for a little bit. It gives Americans a little bit of break. But this article from Market Insider, according to Goldman Sachs, U.S. gas prices will jump back to $4.35 soon because supplies are running low. So the U.S. gas prices will jump back to $4.35 and will average $4.40 in 2023. Gas prices have fallen sharply after topping $5 a gallon in June, with the average price standing at $4, basically around $4 on Monday. However, Goldman Sachs said oil and gasoline prices are likely to pick up because supplies remain tight and demand is relatively strong. So, and again, obviously, I'm not going to read through the entire article, but demand is still high, supplies are tight, gas prices are going to go up, and so this is not a permanent fix. So it's like you can't come out here and tout.
Do you think that with that is a kind of a shadow agenda?
The gas prices?
No. To moving to alternative energy. Like, hey guys,
no, because
we're
I'm
running
in
out of
favor
supplies,
of.
we're running low.
I
it's gonna
think
increase.
nuclear is one of the cleanest energy sources you can have.
I mean,
and I think it's actually one of the cleanest and safest. It's actually proven to be pretty safe.
Yes, you are correct. Now it's just the waste. that's hard to dispose of. Because
Well, it's not only the way
it
people
lasts
people are afraid
decades.
of something like Chernobyl or what
Yeah.
happened in Pennsylvania or that thing in Japan.
Well, so the issue with Chernobyl, not to tangent off on that, but those reactors were in the red zone prior. They should not have been running. They had been built since like 1960.
Yeah.
And under the regulations back then, they passed inspections. But now with what we know about shit, they didn't pass inspections and they were continuously running. So it was kind of their own negligence by not updating their equipment and keeping their facilities state of the art.
Did you ever watch Chernobyl on HBO, like the docuseries?
I haven't, but I've done a fair amount of research into it. You know that they have some of the radioactive material from Chernobyl in the International Space Station,
I'm sure.
and they're testing on it to see how radioactivity, kind of works up in space, like the effects of it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a very interesting thing, right? And when I found this out, something popped into me. Not to go down like the religion side of,
No, you're
of
good,
things,
you're good.
but in Revelations it talks about how. I saw wormwood fall from the sky and wormwood fall from the sky and pollute and poison the waters, basically. In the Latin word, I believe wormwood translates into Chernobyl.
I do not know that.
I don't quote me on it, I'm like 80% sure, but like I know, okay, you've got radioactive material that's up in space. International Space Station crashes to the Earth.
You
Poisons the
can
water.
adjust it.
Yeah, I
Just
could
gotta
bring
keep it a little bit closer.
Yeah, I just don't want to be too loud, like I'm booming.
Yeah, but last time you were pretty quiet.
That's
It's
right,
very
yeah.
hard for me to get the mic levels to work.
Yeah, we'll get it just right. I'm always moving and adjusting.
Yeah, I kind of sit
But-
in one position, but I'll move.
But
it
yeah,
while it
don't
does,
quote
but-
me on those numbers or anything like
Well,
that.
actually,
but-
dude, speaking of that, we had a comment on our last episode.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we
Nice.
did. And so we act like it's something we had a comment. But no. So this guy comments, H fan, who's been watching my podcast for a while, but I saw this actually a little bit before. This was at 2:30, so you were on the way over to do the podcast, and I saw this comment. But he goes, dude, you keep cussing and using unclean language. If you're a Christian who wants to make it illegal for people to be gay and such, which first of all, I
What?
never said I wanted to make it illegal for people to be gay. No, I know. I saw this comment. I was like, I have to go to
Yeah.
I never said it should be illegal for people to be gay. All I said is, if you're going to be gay, don't shove it down my
our
throat.
throats.
Don't shove it down the throats of the children,
Yeah.
anything like that. Like, there's no reason to do that. So that's all I said.
To clarify.
To clarify. And again, I'm not hating on this guy.
Just
he's been
clarifying,
following
yeah.
the channel for a while and whatever. So anyway, never said it should be illegal to be gay. I mean, that'd be based. But,
Absolutely.
obviously do what you want, but just don't shove it down my throat. You should, he said, if it's legal to be gay and such, you should clean up your own act first. The Bible clearly says not to let any corrupting talk come out of you. Also, the Bible does list vaccines as sinful. There's nothing in the 10 Commandments or anything that says you're forbidden from getting vaccinated.
Okay, so
Which he goes, the Bible does list vaccine as sinful, and then he says there's nothing in the 10 Commandments or anything that says you're forbidden from getting vaccinated.
I don't think they had vaccines back in when they wrote.
That's what I'm
the
saying. I don't-
Bible,
yeah,
you
they-
know?
they- yeah.
And
And
what,
by the
what
way,
part is he
nothing
quoting? Because I know in the Bible it talks about actually following the use of modern medicine to prolong your life. That's
But I'm
something
never
you
going to get a
should.
vaccine. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is like, okay, hey, I've got spots all over my body and I'm not sure where it's at. I'm going to go talk to a professional about this.
Yeah.
That kind of following medicine,
Yeah.
as opposed to just going to the witch doctor down the street and being like, hey, give me some holistic medicine to make these spots go away or whatever,
And then it works in 1 out of every 15 people. And they're like, oh, or 1 out of every 1,000.
I mean,
but
there has been countless documentations of like medicine back in the day before it was actually like scientifically studied that they would be like putting like lavender and water in a bottle and being like, here, shake this up and drink it and you'll be cured. And it's not a fucking cure at all.
no.
And they were charging people for that.
Yeah,
And they were doing it in the name of the church. So, one thing I definitely get heated about is when people want to talk about
Well, I don't
Christianity.
understand the corrupt talk thing.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to cuss words, because it's like
Okay,
cuss words
profanity.
are invented.
Yeah, profanity
like completely invented. Like, dude, the word fuck.
Well, I think it's the intention of how you're using it. Like, if I'm using it with evil intent and malice behind it, yes, absolutely
That's
wrong.
corrupting
But
talk,
if I'm
yeah.
doing it and saying it about something I'm passionate about or trying to educate and enlighten others, I don't see that being bad.
No.
Well,
it's like saying like fucking, just saying it like in that instead of like, oh, you say fucking.
Yeah.
But-
Or like, fuck, man, you did this, or where you have that
But
the
even
negativity.
not cussing, can be kind of like Like, you could still say hateful things without cussing.
Yeah.
And that's still corrupting talk. So, H-Fan, I appreciate you commenting, but you just got fucking served on a platter for the fucking audience because you fucking commented. So, I apologize, but,
Sorry, not sorry.
yeah. But again, you've been supporting for a while, so I appreciate it. But yeah, dude, again, back to the gas prices. They're going up. Inflation means nothing. But this is an article I really want to get into because this was something I saw earlier today. I almost couldn't even believe it. The majority of kids, this comes from Breitbart as well. The article says death of the family, which we're kind of talking about, like the family structure falling apart, which is what the government wants.
Yeah.
Well, it's what the government wants.
Yep.
They want the education system to educate the kids rather than the parents to family. Because again, we were talking about the mirror neurons when Betty was here. You want to mirror those mirror neurons, and you want those to be based on like people you can control, and you can't control the family because the family sticks together as a unit.
You can try, but you're not gonna get the accurate results that you're looking for.
No, because they're not going to follow like sheep like you would anything else. The families look out for themselves. They don't, But you want to train these kids to be clones and slaves to what the government wants, So let's get into this article here. After I ate the vape. The vape break. So here. Anyway, the majority of babies born out of wedlock for the first time in history. Absolutely insane, dude. That is ridiculous. So the majority of babies were born to unmarried mothers in Britain for the first time in recorded history, the Office for National Statistics revealed on Tuesday. ONS figures showed that that was an fucking typo in the article. They showed that they're of the typo in the article. That's why I took my
people are able to post articles like that without spell checking and proofreading.
I mean, people do it all the time.
I know.
People do it all the time. I mean, look at what they lie all the time in the media. So it's like if they get away with that, a spell check should be the least of their concerns.
I know, right?
They should fix the fucking lying and fucking
first.
libel before everything else.
Exactly.
Of the 624,828 live births recorded in England and Wales last year, over 320,000 were born out of wedlock, compared to 320,713 that were born into married parents or those in a civil partnership. That means that 51.3% of live births were born to unmarried women, the first time a majority of babies were born out of wedlocks since such recording began in 1845. Up until 1978, the percentage of children born out of wedlock was less than 10%. However, this increased to 34% by 1988 and has been over 40% since the turn of the millennium.
Okay.
That's insane.
That is.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude. I mean, think about that.
That's some big numbers.
Well, no. But it's like, first of all, it's been proven statistically, and again, I don't have all the numbers in front of me because I haven't really done. I didn't, I kind of pulled this article up, and I would like to talk about this in more detail, but less likely for the child to be involved in violence, less likely for your child to be an alcoholic, drug addict, things like across the board. Your child is going to be a better person with two parents in the house.
When it's not a broken family.
When it's not a broken family. And that is so important that people understand that. And so that means that these kids being born out of wedlock, it's not good for them.
No, it's not good for them because, one, they're going to be more susceptible to their peers and whatnot. And if their other peers are in their same positions, no father, no mother in the picture, or whatever the case may be, it's going to lead them down not the best path.
Yeah.
And granted, that's suppositions.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they could end up being the individual to fucking cure cancer, I mean, 50% nature, 50% nurture,
I think it's majority nurture, dude. Because I think your environment
has
it's like we were talking about the clone thing, right? Your experiences with your environment dictate who you are as a person,
I mean,
but
that
it's
is
like
a huge influence on it.
But when you're young, your response has in large part to do with like your parents and your family and how they've raised you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so it's like if
your
you're raised in
viewpoints
a shitty broken home, and I'm not saying that there aren't single parents that are able to do it. There are, but across the board, it's better to not be in a broken home. But and that doesn't mean you should go have an abortion. I'm not saying that, but. Yeah. I'm saying that it's better to be in what the key to the whole thing is don't have fucking sex if you're not ready for a kid.
I mean,
I'm not going to follow my own advice, but
I think that kind of goes into educating.
But what I was going to say was like
about that.
What was I saying? It was about the environment and your family. What was I getting into? Because I had a really good point I wanted to make.
You were talking about prior to this.
Yeah, it was when I was talking about the family, the environment,
inflation going.
No. Like responding to your environment, having your family and things like that. But I can't remember the point I was going to make. Do you remember that? What I was saying, I was like,
majority of who you are is based off
your environment. But there was a really good point I wanted to make about that. Son of a bitch, dude.
Gotta start writing these down, bro.
No, because I couldn't. It was so on the fly. I wasn't even thinking about it until it came into my head.
Well, let's continue.
It's completely gone. Yeah, go ahead. I'm thinking about it.
Pop back in.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
no,
yeah,
I agree
yeah.
with you. I think that the adolescent youth have higher chances of success being in a full family, with both parents involved. At the same time, you also weigh the same risks of them going down the wrong path with both parents involved. So I mean, granted, the statistics obviously are going to be more in favor with both parents, but there are those outliers. I mean, my personal situation, I didn't have both parents gone.
I didn't either, but long story of what happened to me. I'm not going to get into it. But.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But I think I turned out all right.
Well, yeah. I mean, but again, you can take control of your environment,
And
but
majority of what I think, I don't really care what others think. So.
But it's like who you can be raised by. Like if you have a single mom,
if
you're
I'm
gonna
do something. I'm not gonna do it because my peers want me to do it, or I'm trying to gain acceptance.
Well,
I'm gonna do it because I fucking.
I think that one of the worst things that has happened to the African American community is the removal of the father from the house. Like one of the worst things, because then all these kids end up being raised by the streets. Mm-hmm. They join gangs because they feel like that's that's who they're close to, their family.
A father figure, their leader of the gang. Or
yeah.
Kind of showing them the ropes and teaching them.
We're the whitest people to be talking about this, but seriously, it's true. No, but it's like the removal of the father from the African American community, for the most part, has been detrimental to the African American, like 100%. And if it were to happen to in white communities as rampantly as it's happening in African American communities, you'd see the same thing happening in white communities.
Absolutely.
You'd see fucking white trash all over the place because you need both parents. Yeah. You just do. And I'm going to have that one single mom out here like, well, I'm going to be strong. It's like, dude, this has nothing to do with you. This is not a personal attack toward anybody who's a single mom, single dad, whatever. I'm talking about like and I would love to ask a single mom who's coming at me for this. Like, wouldn't it have been easier if you had a fucking partner who was there supporting you, helping paying your bills, helping take care of the kids so you can go out and have a girls' night? You know what I mean? It's like relieving some stress.
Being a father, teaching the kids, morals, good work ethic, things like that. Not saying that women can't do that, because they totally can too, but having a partner involved makes that process 10 times easier.
100%. 100%.
And speaking from personal experience, my mom played both roles.
Yeah.
Father and mother, and it was fucking hard for her, and she did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, it is achievable, but it would be a lot easier if you had both parties or both parents involved. 100%.
Oh, of course. It's always easier, dude. I mean, but again, it's detrimental. Like that actually concerns me, because the death of the family has been happening for a while now, and it's part of a whole government plan to rip the families apart. Like that's what they want.
Yeah.
So, but again,
I mean, it's kind of like, not to go all like fantasy with it, but like Hunger Games, right?
Yeah.
Prime example, the element of family. That was like the opening scene. Oh, I'll be tribute. She sacrificed herself for her family.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
That was the only semblance of family in the entire series that I caught.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. There might be deeper metaphors or whatever.
Who the fuck knows? Yeah.
That was the prime thing of like how strong that was. Nobody else was willing to do that for their family.
No.
Like, hey, go die so I don't have to. Yeah, you're my brother.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
No. Like, if I have a brother, and if he was selected to be fucking tribute, that motherfucker ain't gonna survive. I love you, man. I really do. But
do you think
your
you would?
survival skills are nowhere compared to mine.
Do you think you would?
Hands down, I would, because I've got no problem. No problem. If it
do you
means
think
killing to survive, I have no problem pulling the trigger.
Do you?
And I will not lose a single bit of sleep about
I
it.
would not either. If it was a life and death situation, I will defend myself
100%.
Life and death. But
true patriot, man.
Yeah, true patriot. But my thing is like, do you think you could survive Hunger Games? Have you seen that new movie coming out, Beast?
No, I haven't, but I've seen. Okay, so
it hasn't come out yet, but you've heard about it. Yeah,
I've heard about it, but yeah,
I really want to see that shit.
I love that kind of stuff, dude. Like putting yourself in that position. Yeah, like absolutely, I would totally be able to survive. One, I've got the skills. I especially out of my
skills to pay the bills,
bro. Especially out of my peer group, there are very few individuals that have the same qualifications and skills that I have. But one thing I have learned is every single individual has a unique skill that I can learn from.
Yeah.
And that is something I think for a lot of people, they're not open-minded or objective like you are. To really be able to accept or understand, like, oh, hey, this person over here has some really good skills in this category. I'm gonna sponge off that a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's what you should do. You should always assume the person you're talking to might know more about something than you.
Absolutely. You always want to surround yourself with people that are more successful than you.
Oh, 100%.
Not just in jobs, but I'm talking about in like life. You know, their crafting skills. You know, all kinds of skills. You know, literary skills, artistic skills. Even. You know, I mean, honestly, I feel like a lot of people are moving away from like the arts and creativity, like how it was big in the Renaissance and stuff.
Well, because it has such little value in society now.
Really?
Art, yeah.
That is very debatable.
Right.
That is very debatable.
Dude, you know what we need?
The value of art and creativity in society. That is a great topic point, dude.
Well,
I would love that.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. But we need to do also, I want to take on the next episode that we do this. It may turn it into a bit of a longer episode. But I want to take the political compass test and debate the topics
Thursday and Friday,
as they come up.
Betty's going to be at work.
Okay.
Until like 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
so if you want to do a late one,
let's see.
Like one that's a couple hours.
Let's plan on. We'll figure it out. Let's talk about it. But let's wrap this one up because we have we have somewhere to be. But
how do we want to cap this off for the audience?
Well, again, I love how we kind of But anyway, if you want to support us, help us out, go to patreon.com/tsfdpod. You can join the Discord server.
Remember, everything that we said here is a joke. It is not.
I couldn't read your handwriting.
I know, it's chicken scratch. It is not to be taken literally or
this is. I put that in the description of every episode,
so
But I will just say this is a satire show and everything we say is intended to be taken seriously. So when I talk about women being inferior, it's complete satire and it does not mean anything.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Literally.
Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, and share. If you enjoy this show,
Tell people about it.
Look. I sold all my shit. Okay, all my Instagram, everything like that. So I know there's a couple of you coming back every episode. If you enjoy it, just tell somebody because we're starting from scratch here. Like we don't have the reach we had before.
We're getting it back up and running.
Yeah, and we want to keep doing this.
And we want to hear feedback from the audience as well.
So let somebody. Yeah, if you want to get fucking boom roasted like that guy just then.
Or if
like
you
H fan, which who I love by the way.
Who I love by the way. And you think we're fucking awesome, we'll still give you a shout out for that too.
Yeah.
Whether it's a roast.
But put a comment in the comments.
Yeah.
Actually, join the Patreon. You can actually ask a question that we'll answer on the show. But
but
we'll also respond to comments as well. But again, let somebody know. Like, share.
Yeah, put it out there.
Put it out there
and
because
even if you don't 100% agree with the things that we say,
we're always open to listening.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to being objective or to at least spreading it.
I would actually love to have like a liberal on the show sometime and just debate the fuck out of them. Yeah,
I think that would be awesome. Not necessarily.
I want to just debate them badly and win. Like ad hominem the whole time. On their face. Like they'll come on, I'll be like, oh, he's fat, knows nothing. I'm not even gonna respect his opinion. He's
just the fat funny guy.
He's the fat funny guy. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Love y'all.